What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, okay, making their debut on the channel tonight, we have Cynic. Yes, indeed. How about that? Cynic making their debut on the channel. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi-bibbidi-bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all of those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Cortico1988, and Cortico wanted to see me react to this song by Cynic called King of Those Who Know. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard this song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a minute, hold it, yeah, I've heard this song before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Season of Mist, okay? And the video has 37,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Cynic, King of Those Who Know. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Oh, man. This is hard to groove to. It's hard. They are changing up frequently. It's not like it's a time signature change or a tempo change. They're just changing feel. Straight time, half time, double time. That's all they're doing, just messing around with that. But they're doing it so frequently. if you've been watching the channel for any amount of time, you know I love it when bands do this. You know I love it when bands play with time, for not so much playing with time, but they play with feel, switching between straight time, half time, double time. But here's the thing, and I've made sure to mention this every single time we discuss this. There is a right way to do it, and there is a wrong way to do it. At least in my opinion. I know, take my opinion for what it's worth, but when you're switching up feel every measure, you might as well be just messing with time signatures at that point. You might as well. You're going straight time for 2 measures, double time for a measure, half time for a measure, straight time for a measure, back to half time for a measure, back to double time for 2 measures, back to straight time for a measure, half time for another measure, straight time for another, 4 measures there. Good for them. I was able to get into the groove there. But it's like, when you're messing around with feel that quickly, that rapidly, are you really giving the listener a chance to get into the groove as a first-time listener? Now listen, the argument that I always get in the comments is, if you listen to this, 5 or 6 times, 9 or 10 times, 15 or 16 times, you'll get it. I understand that. I absolutely understand that. And I agree with those people. Absolutely. Because listen to it so many times, you're going to memorize it. And you're going to know that it's a measure of straight time, 2 measures of half time, a measure of double time, a measure of straight time, 2 measures of double time, 4 measures of straight time. You listen to it often enough, you'll memorize it. You'll memorize the route. You'll memorize the roadmap, and you can anticipate it at that point. You're ready for it. As a first-time listener who's never heard the song before, though, this can be very off-putting, very distracting, very discouraging to some point. I'm sitting there going, I don't know where to groove. I don't know if I should be grooving on the 2s and 4s. If I should be grooving on the 3s, if I should be grooving on 1 and 3, I don't get it. You're not giving me a chance to get into the groove because you're switching up so rapidly. I will give them all the credit in the world for playing around with feel. Absolutely. I'll give them all the credit in the world for that. But there's a way to do it where it can be done tastefully. For a first-time listener, easier pill to swallow. This right now, this is a hard pill to swallow. I'm not saying they're breaking any rules, because when it comes to songwriting, there really are no rules, okay? But you do want to write songs that people get hooked onto from the first listen, right? You want people to listen to a song for the very first time and get hooked, right? So they'll listen to it again and again and again. And so far, I hate to say it, this has not hooked me at all. As a matter of fact, if anything, this is kind of discouraging. I don't really want to listen to it anymore. I don't, because it's too confusing, man. Way too confusing. We got another 4 minutes of this to go. Great. Let's get to it.
I've taken off my clothes, a diamond crushed the sky.
it's definitely gotten more tasteful as far as switching around. The phrases have gotten longer, so it's easier to get into the groove, which is nice. I just wish they had done that at the beginning. God dang it. If they had done it like this at the beginning, it would have been a lot easier to follow along with. A lot more comfortable. A lot more opportunity to get into the groove of the song. Second half has been nice. I've actually enjoyed the second half. First half was a little rough, though. It really was. Let's finish this out and we'll get to the review. Ending how they began. I like it. Nice approach. I like it when bands do this. Little Al Di Meola feel here. First half was a little rough, but second half smoothed out. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to go. I definitely need to give this one some thought. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Cynic with King of Those Who Know. This was a request from Cortico 1988. All right. Thought about it, and I have a score. It's going to require a little explanation, but I don't think it's going to require a whole lot, so we shouldn't have a review that goes on for like 20 minutes. Hopefully we can keep it to under 10. We'll have to wait and see, of course, how that goes. Let's start off with the score. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 7.8. Yep, 7.8. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, 7.8. What does that mean? Well, a 7.8 would translate to a really good skill rating, so believe it or not, I think this is actually a really good song. It would get 4 to 5 stars and a B+ letter grade. So there you go, 7.8, really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B+ letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. Okay. Did I enjoy the song? Now remember, this is my first time hearing it, okay? So I want you to take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt. Did I enjoy the song? Not really. I'm sure if I were to listen to this song, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 more times, and I was to really memorize the roadmap of the song, so I knew exactly where the changes in feel were going to happen during the first half. And I would know it, I could anticipate it, I could be ready for it. And I could follow along with the groove from memory. I'm sure if that happened, I would probably enjoy the song a lot more than I did the first time I heard it, which was right now. So I'm not going to sit here and say that I enjoyed it, but I do see the potential of enjoying it later on down the road after a few more listens. Let me break it down to you like this. I just did a reaction to Porcupine Tree with a song called Anesthetize. If someone were to put a gun to my head and say, you have to listen to one of these two songs right now. You only have to listen to it once, but you have to listen to one of these two songs right now. Choose. I would choose this song, hands down, no hesitation. I will gladly take this song. Number one, it's shorter. Number two, it's far more interesting to listen to this. There's a lot more happening within the song. Now, granted, the first 2 to 3 minutes of the song, very chaotic with the rapid switching between the feels. You know, straight time for 2 measures, double time for 2 measures, halftime for 1 measure, back to straight time for a measure, back to halftime for 2 measures, back up to double time for 4 measures, thankfully, back down to 2 measures of straight time, and it's just changing so rapidly. As a first-time listener, you're not going to be able to really get into the groove. It's not going to happen because you don't know what's coming. Now, some people find that enjoyable. To some extent, I do, but I would rather have 8 measures of straight time and then wonder what's coming next. Is it going to be double time or straight time? Oh, we're doing double time. Okay, cool. Double time for 4 measures. A little short, but that's all right. Back to the straight time again. Okay, we're on straight time for 4 measures. Now we're going to halftime for 8 measures. Okay, cool. I'd rather have that than 1 or 2 measures of each in a rapid succession. Like I said, if I listen to it a few more times, I memorize the roadmap, I'm sure I could get into the groove and I would enjoy it way more than I did, okay? Second half, a lot easier. They actually started to lengthen out their phrasings and it made a lot more sense and it was easier to get into. The second half, between the 2 halves of the song, second half, a lot more enjoyable for me for a first time listen. Now, the flip-flop of that is, if I memorize the roadmap, there is a chance, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but there is a chance that once I memorize the roadmap, I'll end up loving the first half, and the second half, I'm just kind of, take it or leave it, because it's not as exciting, it's not as challenging as the first half is. That could very well happen too, so you just kind of have to, weigh the scales against each other. As far as instrumentation goes, everybody sounds like they can play their instruments really well. I heard some great unison runs. I heard some nice syncopation. I heard some nice subdivision work from the drummer with his fills and his setups. Lots of playing around with that dotted quarter note pattern, which I love. I love dotted quarter note patterns. Just like that. I'm like, yeah, that's cool, man. I dig that. Vocally, a lot of different variations within the vocals, a lot of different approaches to vocal styles. I don't know if all of them necessarily worked, or let me rephrase that. I don't know if all of them necessarily fit within the context of the song, but they all did work. It's not like okay, let me phrase it like this. There wasn't any time when it came strictly to the vocal performance, there wasn't any time where I sat there and I went, oh,
why are they doing this?
Oh, why did they do that? Oh, God. I never did that. I did kind of, raise my eyebrows and go, what? Oh, okay. I mean, it works. It's just weird, but that's okay. Like I've always said, there are no rules when it comes to songwriting. So you can certainly do that. Do whatever you want to your songs, but at the same time, ask yourselves, is this benefiting the song? Is this adding to the song? Is this making the song more pleasing to listen to? Or is it detracting? You kind of have, again, weigh the scales. And as songwriters, they have that right and they have that liberty. Musicianship, I said, was really good across the board. The songwriting started really good across the board. The arranging of the voicings was fine. The only thing that just kind of bugged me, honestly, was the first half with the playing with feel. The second half was fine. I had no issue with the second half. I like how they ended, how they started. They began with the end in mind. I love it when bands do that. It's very pleasing to the ear. Now, overall, I think this is a really good job. I do. Will I ever go looking for this personally? I doubt it. I very seriously doubt it. But I'll tell you this right now, if I'm listening to streaming, music and this comes on, I'll listen to it. And I won't have any issue with it. I won't be looking for the fast forward button. I'll sit back and I'll listen to it while I work. Sure, no problem. Unlike Anesthetized from Porcupine Tree, well, I will honestly, if it were ever to come on to a streaming radio stream that I listen to, I'm gonna look for the fast forward button, or I might change stations. I'm not big on that song, man. I'm just not. But this song, yeah, no problem. I think a big part of it also is the fact that it's nowhere near as long as that other song is. Now, this is a shorter song, which definitely they pack more into a shorter space. So I definitely like that. And like I said, if I were to listen to this song 5, 6, 7 more times, memorize the roadmap of where the changes of feel happen, I'll probably enjoy the song as a whole way more. but only time would tell. But remember, folks, I'm basing this on my first time hearing, so take that for what it's worth. Anyway, 7.8, I feel good with that score, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We got a 7.8, which is a really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B+ letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's gonna do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then, by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.